Welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the NECA Toys TMNT Secret of the Ooze 4-pack. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, we are taking a look at the NECA Toys TMNT Secret of the Ooze 4-pack. Now, this set was a NECA store exclusive. It was a NECA store pre-order exclusive. So, unfortunately, if you did not pre-order them then, you're not able to actually buy this complete set at any point now, unless you go to the secondary market and buy it at a markup. However, you are not out of luck, and I would not go straight there just yet because, much like with the movie Turtles from the 1990 movie, these do come in 2-packs exclusive to Walmart. So go ahead and check out walmart.com, see if you can find them there. If not, head over to your local Walmart and try to find them in stores. So yeah, guys, the funny thing about this set is that it pretty much brings this channel full circle, because when I first started the Cool Fears channel, the first few videos that I ever did reviews for were the 1990s NECA Turtles. So we've come full circle here with the Secret of the Ooze pack. And so yeah, I'm pretty excited to see these guys and review them. Growing up, Secret of the Ooze was my favorite movie out of the two. Just because it was a lot funnier, a lot brighter in colors and stuff like that. And as a kid, that just appeals to you. Now, honestly, growing up, I see that the 1990s movie is far more superior, but I still enjoy this one nonetheless. The third one, not so much, but this one is still very much enjoyable to me personally. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into all the great stuff that this set does come with. So obviously it comes with all 4 turtles, and it also comes with a few extra sets of hands. So we do get a pair of open palm hands right here. Now, one thing I will say about the hands in this set is that you must be careful, not so much with these ones because they don't close or anything, but with the ones that are closed, this set has some intense paint rub, guys. So you'll see that on the weapons itself when we go ahead and take a look at the weapons. But next up, we do get a pair of thumbs up hands, and as you can see, the paint job on this is not the best. I mean, especially for the price that we paid for this set, I would really expect a lot better QC on the paintwork, guys. However, NECA is going to NECA, and of course, with it being a pre-order, they knew what they were doing. They knew they were getting our money first, and we were just going to have to be happy with whatever they gave us. Much like with everything else that NECA rolls out, they just know we're going to eat it up, we're going to give them our money, and yeah. Let's go ahead and move on. We do get a pair of pointing finger hands, as you can see right here, so that way you can point at different things and other turtles. Once again, the paint job on this is not the best. It looks like they could really use some lotion on their hands. But last but definitely not least, we do get a pair of kind of open sea grip hands, kind of closed, not really. I don't really know how to describe these hands, but you do get a pair of these. But as you can see, they are slightly different. This one's a little more open. It has one finger out, whereas this one has both fingers curled in. And they do also include an extra forearm piece, which I'm not really sure why, unless they're assuming that something's going to happen to the forearm piece to one of these turtles. Yeah, so we get that too. So that is it in terms of extra hands and stuff like that. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the great accessories that this set does come with. Starting off with one that we've actually seen before in a previous Secret of the Ooze release, that being the Tokka and Rahzar Secret of the Ooze 2-pack, and that is this fire extinguisher right here. And so yeah, we've seen this before, and if you didn't manage to pick up Tokka and Rahzar, if you didn't want them, well, now you get the fire hydrant. Or the fire extinguisher, I should say. This is definitely not a hydrant. This is a fire extinguisher. But we do also get a TGRI Ooze canister. But that's not the only one, because they also included an empty one, which is really cool because we've gotten a lot of these ones with the actual ooze inside, but now we actually have a clear empty one. So that's really cool. We do get a few fun accessories for these guys as well. So if you remember the opening, they didn't really use their weapons. That was the start of, everything that was to come in the rest of the movie, but they still had some fun with it at the beginning. And if you remember, Donnie pretends to be a little mannequin, And actually, that's where you can use this little pointer finger hand. You could pretend he's a mannequin. But he also picks this thing up when they're pushing him around, and he utilizes it to fuck with the burglars and stuff. He just and then he chases them around, and it's just one of the best parts of the film, in my opinion. But talking about one of the best parts of the film, they do also include Mikey's Cold Cut Combat Nunchucks. So yes, these are supposed to be essentially sausage links, and yeah, they aren't too detailed, you know. Considering these are NECA products, you would expect a lot higher of detail in these accessories, but they're kind of just brown all over. And as you can see, there's some green paint rub right there, because during the review pics I put them in his hand, and well, as you can tell, it rubbed off. Last thing that we do get with this set, besides the weapons obviously, is this box of pizza and pizza crust. So we do get some half-eaten pizza crust, as well as one full one right here, and it does have a hole right there, so that way you can stick it on Raph's side. Now, like I said, we do also get this pizza box. Let's go ahead and open it up, and as you can see, it is pretty highly detailed inside. It looks like it's all greased up and everything. Even on the bottom, there's a little bit of grease and everything, but it's mainly on the inside right there. And you can go ahead and just throw the pieces of pizza in there like so. I guess it doesn't work out too well on camera because it's slipping and sliding, but yeah, there you go. There's a better view. So we'll go ahead and put that aside, and yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for all the extra stuff that they do come with. So why don't we go ahead and pull one of the turtles off, since all their articulation is the same. It's the same body, just different head sculpts and, you know, different belts and stuff like that, but essentially the articulation is the same for every turtle. So why don't we go ahead and pull one off and also take a look at the weapons themselves. Alright guys, so here we have Mikey pulled up close to the camera so we can take a look at his articulation and his details. You know, I chose Mikey not only because he's my favorite turtle, but also because he has the most changes to his belt. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the weapons that they do come with. So let's go ahead and stand Mikey up right there. And we do get Donatello's bow staff right there. So it is the same as the one that we got with the 1990s Donatello. We do also get Leonardo's swords. I don't know if you can see the paint rub on here, but there's a slight, yep, right there, slight green paint rub from the turtle hands itself. Now the funny thing is, when I first got the 1990s Leonardo, I actually shoved the swords into his sheaths and proceeded to drop Leo on the floor. And of course, with these things being so thin and brittle, it of course snapped and broke, unfortunately. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at Raph's side. Once again, the same thing that we've seen before, just with some green paint that's been rubbed off. Last but not least, let's go ahead and take a look at Mikey's nunchucks. Once again, same ones we've gotten with the 1990s movie, just with some green paint rub on it because of his hands. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull Mikey forward. And so the updated part of these turtles is not only the paint scheme, but also the added liver spots. But believe it or not, these are actually on a new body. The articulation is slightly better than the 1990s movie turtles. And obviously, like I said, the liver spots and all that stuff. So other than that, it's a basic Ninja Turtle that we've seen before in the 90s form. So yeah, I guess let's not spend too much time on that. One thing that I will say about Mikey though is that in the Secret of the Ooze movie, he does get these side nunchuck holders, because in the 1990 movie he does not have them, whereas everyone else is able to carry their weapons either on their back or on their belt. Mikey was kind of left out of the mix, but in Secret of the Ooze they came back and gave him these nunchuck holsters. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's articulation. He will look all the way to the right. He will look all the way to the left. His head will look down that far. It will basically just look up straight up at you. It won't look up too much, but look at that smile, guys. Who doesn't love Mikey? His arms will go out to just under a T-pose. Be aware, I have not heated this figure up, and it is a NECA figure, so that's something you should always do with NECA figures. His arms will go 360. No bicep swivel. He does come with single hinge elbow joints, which only go about 90 degrees. Rotation at that elbow joint, or is there? No rotation at the elbow joint, but there is rotation at the forearm right there. Rotation at the wrist, hinging in and out. You do get a little side-to-side action right there. No rotation at the waist because of the shell. Obviously no ab crunch down or back, but he does have a little bit of movement in that shell. Taking a look at his leg articulation, he will kick out that far, so just under the splits. But you know what, they can join the cheerleading squad. Hell, they can form their own cheerleading squad with the four brothers. He will kick forward that far. He will kick back not at all. He does come with single hinge knees, which allow, well, it's technically double hinge knees, but with the knee pad and stuff, it basically just goes that far, which, you know, might as well have just made it a single hinge knee. But his ankle articulation will go down that far, up that far, and of course a ball rocker hinge. So that wraps it up for this guy's articulation. Alright guys, so that has been my review of the NECA Toys TMNT Secret of the Ooze 4-pack. This is a great pack. Once again though, as with most NECA stuff, you have to be careful with the articulation and also with the paint rub. Besides that though, it is still a phenomenal set, and it definitely brings back a lot of memories of the movie. Now obviously the sculpts in the head sculpts are quite different from the first set of the 1990s movie, but they are pretty accurate, or not pretty, but they are accurate to Secret of the Ooze. They're a little softer, they're a little nicer, they're a little more comical, versus the 1990s where they were a little more serious. I will say though, the texturing on the 1990s ones were way better. The scales and the skin on those figures were actual texture, where here they kind of just painted them, and you can definitely tell the lack of texture in these figures. Once again, prices are going up, value is going down, but still a phenomenal set nonetheless. But with that being said guys, if you made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below combat cold cuts. That way I know you've made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of these guys. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, cowabunga dudes, have a great fucking day.